I always hate these kinds of videos. I hate the serious videos, but I feel like they're very important to talk about. With that being said, hey guys, it's your girl Lauren, as you know. I am going to make a little bit more of a serious video today talking about anxiety. Anxiety is something that I really struggle with, and I'm kind of going through a rough patch right now, which is awesome. But I just kind of felt led to make this video because I know that a lot of you have been asking about anxiety. I've been getting all of these questions about what does it feel like to have a panic attack? What are triggers? Do you have anxiety? Things like that. And I just thought I'd make a video. So in this video, we're going to talk about anxiety, and this video is going to be all over the place. I'm going to warn you right now. But before we get into the whole anxiety talk, let's play that intro.
I see, I like, I go, I get, no one can hold me back. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go,
I get now. Alright, so I have been anxious for as long as I can remember. Ever since I was a little girl, I had panic attacks all my life growing up, which is really fun. I loved it. But I remember being so young and I would get panic attacks about like dying, and the concept of eternity would freak me out as a little girl, which, to be honest, it still freaks me out to this day, and so does dying. It's just not nearly as bad as it used to be because I've grown up, and you know, my relationship with the Lord has gotten a lot stronger. So growing up with anxiety, I saw a therapist. I did all these anxiety breathing exercises to try to help. I even went on medicine in high school, which the medicine did work and it helped tremendously. Now, being on the medicine doesn't mean that like I never got panic attacks or anything like that, because I still got scared a lot. It's just I could handle my anxiety and I could deal with it. Whereas now I'm not on medicine, I feel like my anxiety is just overflowing. Like it's so overwhelming, it's so stressful, it's so tiring, it's exhausting, it's terrible, and I don't wish it on like my worst enemy. So I make a lot of TikToks about anxiety just because it's something that I struggle with personally, and for the longest time I felt like I was the only one who struggled with anxiety, and it felt very lonely. And as I got older, I realized like a lot of people struggle with anxiety. It's not just you, it's not just me. And I want it to become more normalized, that it's okay to not be okay, but you do need to get help and you need to take steps to get better. So a lot of you are asking me like, what is a panic attack? What does it feel like? And the best way that I can describe it is, I heard this from someone else, I don't know who it is, but they described it as when you're playing with your friends in a swimming pool and someone dunks you and you're having fun and you're underwater, and then all of a sudden you start to not be able to breathe and they're still holding you there. So you start to get a little bit panicky, right? You're nervous, you need air, but you can't come up for air, you're just stuck there. That's kind of what it feels like. And it just gets worse and worse and worse until like you just have a panic attack. You just freak out. For me, when I get a panic attack, I get sweaty, shaky, my face gets red. I just want to go in my room, lay in my bed all day. I also get I feel defeated, embarrassed about it, which let me tell you, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Like everybody struggles with anxiety, depression, things along those lines. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. But it can feel very embarrassing, especially when you're having a panic attack in front of people. It's awful. I'm not gonna lie. I know that this video is all over the place. That's just me. But I don't know, I just want to say that as a Christian, personally for me, it's okay to be on medication or go see a therapist and struggle with anxiety and be a Christian. Just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you're invincible. So if you're a Christian who struggles with like anxiety or depression or things like that, and you think you can't take medication or see a therapist because you're not fully trusting God, that's not the case. Another misconception when it comes to anxiety is a lot of people think that if you're Christian and you have anxiety, like those two can't go together for some reason, because Christians don't struggle with anything, right? Wrong. So wrong. I've had so many people on my TikToks being like, why do you struggle with anxiety? Why are you scared of death? Why are you scared of eternity if you know like God is good? That's a great question. I don't know. It still freaks me out. So because I struggle with anxiety and I've struggled with it my entire life, I got a tattoo on my rib which says fearless, and it's just a daily reminder that, you know, we don't need to be scared because our God is so big that anxiety is like this big compared to him. So we don't need to worry about anything. Before we end the video, I just want to leave you guys with some encouragement. For those of you who do struggle with anxiety, this is something that really helps me and it brings me a lot of comfort, is that the phrase "do not be afraid" or "do not fear" is written in the Bible 365 times. That's a lot. And I think, one, I don't think it's a coincidence that there's 365 days in a year and God decided to give you 365 do not fears. You get a do not fear for every day of the year, which is wild. God knew that we were going to struggle with fear, which is why he says, do not fear, for I am with you. So if it says it 365 times in the Bible, you have to believe that it's important. It's significant. Like, God meant it. If you or anyone that you know is struggling with anxiety, message me. I would love to pray for you, and you're not alone. Everybody goes through it. I go through it, and we're gonna get through this together. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. I love you guys.